King Unk back with a brand new vibe. Season 2 premieres, get ready to dive. From coast to coast, we're spreading the love. Talents from everywhere, coming to prove. Storytellers, singers, dancers, and more. Each one's journey unique, like a story we adore. We'll show you what they've got right here, right now. Stay tuned, keep supporting, let's make this show. What's poppin', peeps? Welcome to season 2. King Unk's got talent from all over the globe, sharing their dreams, sharing their skills. Stay tuned, keep it blitz, that's the kills. From Canada to the world, we're taking flight. Talents rising up, making it just right. Their stories unfold, their skills on display. Stay tuned, keep it up, it's gonna be a great day. Through laughter, through tears, through every trial.
What is going on, peeps? Welcome to another edition of Talent from the Six. I am your host, the urban franchise King Unk, and this week we're joined by a talent from Barrie, a very talented actress, Ryley Loyd. Thank you so much for joining us, Riley.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start out with you telling the peeps a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Ryley Loyd. I'm a 20-year-old performer and actress and acting teacher up here in Barrie, but I also work a little bit in the GTA as well. Earlier this year, I performed at the Elgin Theatre with my acting company, Infinity Performing Arts Studios. We performed a Black History Month show, but we also do several other shows. We do Black History Month shows. We do bullying shows like anti-bullying. We've done Halloween shows as well, all kinds of things. I've been performing for almost 18 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, that's the basics on me.
Whoa, so 18 years. So you started acting when you were 2?
3. I'm just
3.
Almost 21, but yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're a vet in the game.
Oh, 100%. Been doing this for a while.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. I'm pretty sure you have some insights that, like, anyone you meet, you're giving them advice sometimes.
Definitely within the theater thing. Anytime that somebody asks about the industry or anything, normally I'm the first person that most people know they recommend to come and talk to me.
Okay. So obviously, I'm guessing you didn't have a lot of say in your childhood acting career, but when you got older, was it something that you just you stopped doing, or was it consistent from childhood till now?
It's been consistent from childhood till now.
Yep.
My mom always said that I've been singing since before I could even talk.
Okay.
And that's just kind of my thing. I've loved being on stage since I was a little kid, whether it was a dance recital or a show, no matter what the role is. Just being on the stage is the most exhilarating feeling ever.
Oh, I totally feel that. Just performing is just it's a whole adrenaline rush on its own.
100%.
I've always said the most addictive drug in the world is performing in front of an audience. It's just you always crave more, and the bigger the audience gets, the better it is.
Oh, 100%. The audience makes the show. As much as some people may think the performers make the show, it's 100% the audience. With a good audience, the show is 100 times better. Totally. And it's such an amazing feeling just watching people interact with the shows and everything.
Now, what would you say growing up in the industry? What would you say is the top 5 experiences that you have that kind of molded you to where you are right now?
Honestly, I'd probably say it was definitely later into my time with acting, because I was in much smaller shows, obviously, as a little kid and everything like that, because I wasn't exactly shown much more than just small local performances and stuff like that as a little kid, aside from the occasional Mervish theater show. Mm-hmm. But I'd say definitely as I got older, top 5, my number 1 experience 100% is finding my now director and boss, who I work very closely with on all my shows at Infinity Performing Arts Studios. Finding her and meeting her, she's become another mother figure in my life, and I adore her, and every show I'm in with her is absolutely the most magical experience ever, and it just keeps getting better as I've been working with her. I've been working with her since I was 11, so almost 10 years as well.
Oh, wow.
So lots of experience with her, and that's definitely my number one. I'd say number two was probably when I played Rizzo in Greece, which was
Nice.
probably the coolest experience ever. It was probably my favorite show I've been in.
Yeah.
Three would be the Elgin Theater because that's the biggest venue I've ever performed at, and just it was surreal. I felt like a actual like Broadway actress in that moment, and it was like really really cool. And I'd say four and five are an even tie between watching the like kids that I teach perform their shows and just teaching them in general through this, because I know like obviously when I first started performing I never thought I'd become a teacher or like an influence within like the arts and stuff, but now getting to know that I influence so many kids, it's the best feeling in the world.
Let's talk about that a bit. That transition from like, how did the opportunity to teach come about?
So through high school I was offered a like opportunity to do co-op instead of doing actual like credits. So I did a 4 credit co-op with the acting studio I was performing through. And through that time, with working with like building props and sets, and then also kind of slowly integrating into the more classes than just my own while I was still a student, I definitely was like, I think I want to do this more often. And then I spoke with my director, Alinka, and she was like, I would 100% love to have you as a teacher. And I've been doing it ever since 2022. I have 3 classes right now, and it's amazing.
Oh, that's great to hear. Wow. So it's like you also talked about you're also doing a lot of projects through the theater, and then you're performing at events as well, right?
Yep, I've done a few birthday parties through the same company that that I work with, Infinity Performing Arts Studios. And we performed at Kempin Fest up here in Barrie just this summer in August, which was crazy cool. I've performed in a few malls as well, the Eglinton Center, I believe it was. We've performed like flash mob type things or just like an actual setup, like performance, I guess, more so in like an open space in the mall. We performed at the Georgia Mall in Barrie as well. Oh, love it all.
Right on. Now, what would you say of all the performances? You actually mentioned Grease being one of the top ones. What would you say is the best? Would it be the Grease performance?
Either the Grease performance or my performance of our most recent show that we did at the Elgin Theater, Lost Heroes of Oro.
Yeah.
That performance was probably one of the most like just like almost I guess I could say life-changing performances I've had. Grease was amazing because my cast was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But performing Lost Heroes at the Elgin Theater, especially considering like Lost Heroes has such a strong, powerful message, and I think that it's something that really needs to be brought to light. Because the story is about Richard Pierpoint and the black slaves that escaped slavery through the Underground Railroad and then came into Oro Medonte up here near Barrie. And I just think it's such an amazing message that like isn't talked about enough.
Yeah.
And getting to see that show come to life in such a big, beautiful theater was like the highlight of my life.
Oh, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. Now, what would you say is your like top 5 bucket list items in the industry?
I'd have to say, my number one goal, as most like theater performers would say, is obviously to be on Broadway. Whether it's a small role, big role, whatever, just being on Broadway, that's the top of my bucket list, has been since I was probably like 4 or 5 when I realized that acting was what I was wanting to do for the rest of my life. Then I'd probably say, a dream of mine has always been, and this is so cheesy, but to perform with like one of my favorite actors in like the entire world, who is Jordan Fisher. He was on Disney for a bit, and he's been on and off Broadway quite a few times, and I think he is so talented, and to perform with him would be everything and more.
That's not cheesy at all. To want to perform with one of your idols or someone you look up to, there's nothing cheesy about that at all. That's just like having ambition.
Thank you. I appreciate that look on it. That's how I'm going to start looking at it now.
Right on.
I think also just performing in like my favorite kind of musicals, like I would love to be in like Phantom of the Opera or Beetlejuice or like Come From Away, like just all the really big musicals. I think that they're so cool, and just to be able to be a part of something that I've been like obsessed with since I was a little kid would just be like unreal. Like that's kind of how I felt when I was in Greece, because I loved the movie growing up, and I like saw a school performance of it, and it was just it's like it was so cool to finally be a character in the show. And I'd say for the other two bucket list things, my another one of my bucket list things would be to make my students proud, because a lot of people kind of think when you're a teacher that it's just a matter of making sure that your students succeed and everything. And as much as I want them to succeed and I want them to know I'm proud of them, the biggest like heartwarming moment would be to know that all of them are proud of me for succeeding in something that like they've watched me grow to be. Because I love my students so much. I think they're all so amazing. And I think my final bucket list thing would be to make it to Broadway with my current director, Alinka. Because she's always said since she met me that if she ever goes to Broadway, she wants to take me with her. And I think that that would be just such an amazing feeling. And I think it would just be like kind of like world stopping almost. But yeah.
All great bucket list items. Like, that is great. Like, and I find a lot of times when people start to become teachers, they lose their own ambitions. To still have that, and then like have that emphasis to want like your students to be proud of you, that is just beautiful to me. That is just like completely beautiful to me.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's take it back. Let's talk about your whole origin. Like you talk about, you always love to sing. Let's chronicleize like your journey in the industry and growing into it till you when you got to your mentor till now.
Okay. Well, first off, starting out like I said, my mom's been saying I've been singing since before I could talk, and honestly, I definitely agree with her because I would hear a song once in like the car on the radio, like an old rock song from my dad or a country song from my grandfather or something, and I would have it memorized by the next time I was in the car and I would hear it again and I'd sing every single word. And that's just like that's how I am now too. And then when I started theater, my first show was The Little Mermaid, and I was just a little fish for like the intermission kind of area. And I just walk on the stage, and then a shark was supposed to like chase me off. And ironically, my little self ran right off the stage and fell, but stayed in character. We succeeded through that. And then I just kept doing like smaller shows. I did like a few little dance recitals through. Honestly, I don't remember the company because I haven't done dance with them in over a decade at least. But a smaller company in Whitby, actually. I danced with them for a bit, and then kept doing like little shows, joined a few like traveling theater companies throughout like Whitby and the GTA area, like all over the place. I don't entirely remember the names of those either, but did a few like cabaret style shows with them where it's more so like a talent show of just like showing off what all of the students could do, and we all kind of got to let our own creative juices kind of flow throughout it, and we kind of had our own opinions on everything while also getting instruction from our teachers, which I think was really helpful to me for helping me grow as a performer, because now I find that even now as a teacher and performer, my ideas continue to flow, and I find that I can really input them into things rather than being afraid to let my own ideas flow out, which I think is also very, very important to have when you're in the arts, to be able to speak your mind freely and let your emotions and ideas out throughout it, because it makes the performance 100 times better. Then I kept going, and then I moved to Barrie in 2016 with my family, and then 2017 is when I found my current boss and director, Alinka Angulava. And when I found her at first, because I was not exactly happy about moving to Barrie, was not my personal choice. I was very shy and like timid, and I kind of lost that like energy and outgoingness that I had to myself at first. And I met her, and she really pushed me. It was definitely scary at first to be pushed, but then she really pushed me out of my comfort zone, taught me how to use my voice fully and properly, and really hit every single note that I possibly can, which has now taught me that I have an incredibly wide range with singing, which is very helpful for performing. And then in 2019, Alinka asked me if I wanted to become part of her roster for her paid actors through her paid shows that are non-union, but paid shows still, such as Lost Heroes and our anti-bullying show that she has been running since 2010. It's called Mute the Musical, and that was the first paid production I was in with her. And that feeling just completely was like, that was the most reassuring thing, that I was doing what I was meant to do. And then I just carried on with that, kept on with classes with her. I've been in Hairspray with her, her own original shows, Mute and Below, and then Lost Heroes. We've continued growing with stuff like that. Then I became a teacher in 2022, graduated as a student in 2023 when I turned 18, because apparently you're too old to be a student at 18. I don't know. And then I've kept on with teaching and doing paid productions. Actually, I have 2 coming up in February and March of 2026, which is Lost Heroes, which I spoke about earlier, and then a more child-friendly version of Lost Heroes, which is called Oro's Promise, which I'm very excited to be a part of. I've been written in as a narrator, and I think it's another really, really beautiful story. That I think it's also very important that this story comes to life as well, because it's going to teach a younger audience about Canada's history, and that it's not just the United States that had slavery and so on and so forth, but that there were people in Canada that went through the same suffrage and cruelty, and that there was a way that some of them were to escape, and that they ended up being okay after escaping their brutal torture. But yeah, I'm very excited for this show.
I just want to express how much respect I have for you and everyone who was a part of projects like that. Like my first guest on episode 1 of this season, he was doing projects talking about what the natives went through in the past, and then seeing especially as myself as a black man, hearing these stories talking about my people and their stories being told and what they went through. It's just it's touching, just to see that told and see that truth and be acknowledged like that. I've always appreciated that. Thank you. Just thank you.
Sorry.
No, just thank you and thank everyone who's involved in that so much, because I appreciate all of you so much.
Well, I am honored to be able to be a part of a show like this that is so touching, and I appreciate and thank you for your kind words as well.
Now, let's do something a little fun here.
Okay.
I have a question I ask everyone. How familiar are you with Toronto?
I'd say pretty familiar. I grew up in and around the area, so
okay.
I'd like to say pretty familiar.
So this is a question I ask everyone on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the best place to get a Jamaican beef patty in Toronto?
Oh, that's hard for me to answer. I actually have a lot of allergies and food intolerances, so I'm very limited to the foods that I eat. However, I have had a Jamaican patty once. I did have an allergic reaction to it, so I haven't had it since. And it's not in Toronto that I got it from, but I got it from a small store inside of the Pickering Flea Market when I was a young kid. And I don't think the Pickering Flea Market is still open. I could be wrong. And I don't remember what the name was, but that was the absolute, it was a great time until I wasn't doing too well, but it was delicious. And I wish I could remember the name, because I would 100% shout them out.
Okay, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food 100% is either pizza or chicken strips and fries.
Okay. Where is your go-to spots for both? Where is the best spot you've ever had either?
My favorite place for chicken strips and fries has to be hands down Fran's. Fran's is my favorite restaurant in the entire world. It's right down by the Eaton Center.
I love them. Their shakes. I used to get their spike shakes about 15 years ago regularly. They're really good.
That's what my dad gets every time we go there. He loves them. He would definitely agree with you. And then I think for pizza, I don't know if they're open anymore, but I fully remember as a kid going to this place called Yellow House Pizza, because I found that their pizza was the absolute best. It was greasy and it was just delicious.
Okay, right on. Now, what would you say are your go-tos right now? What are your regular go-to spots?
My regular go-to spots, 100%, up in Barrie at least, is either just going to Domino's, because you can never go wrong with Domino's for pizza and stuff like that.
True.
Or 100%, there's a small place up here, it's called Dino's. I actually know the owner, because I've been there so many times, and I love him so much. It's on Bayfield Street up here in Barrie, if anybody's trying to check it out.
Right on.
And their pizza is the best, hands down, 100%. They also have really great chicken as well.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for me.
Okay, right on. Now, is there anything food-wise that you have never tried but you've always wanted to try?
I have always wanted to try jerk chicken.
Really? You've never tried it?
No, never tried it. I have very, 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 very white parents. My joke is that I've never tried seasoned chicken.
Wow.
Because my mom is a very white mom with the way that she seasons. Salt and pepper is about as far as we go. and they don't really venture out. Actually, when I tried the Jamaican patty, I was not with my parents.
Yeah.
Because it's not their kind of thing, but I've been trying to find a good spot, and I have a few friends that I've been asking about like their favorite spots to go to try it,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out the best one to go to. But yeah, that's a food I've always wanted to try.
Okay, you know what? One of my last guests, when I asked him the patty question, he said he doesn't eat patties. He just gets jerk chicken. So I told him I have a series called Fat Kid Tuesdays, where I have people take me. We'll go to restaurants and we try different foods. He's going to be taking me to a jerk chicken spot. Do you want to join us on that episode?
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
That sounds really cool.
Don't worry, everything's on me. But like, I'm not like the biggest jerk. I like jerk pork. Jerk chicken I've never been big on, but he's from Jamaica and he says he knows a good spot. So I was like, okay, I trust you, Dwayne. Guide us. If you want to jump on the adventure with us, you're absolutely free to.
I would love to. That sounds like so much fun.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I'll let you know whatever we do plan it.
Please do.
So let's talk about, like, you have a few things coming up. Anything else on the radar that you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think, because like my two big things 100% are Lost Heroes and Oral's Promise. And honestly, that's pretty much the only thing I've made my entire personality about recently. That's all I talk about to everybody that I know. There's I know I've got my students show coming up in Barrie, which is a public show. If anybody's in the Barrie area, would love for people to come out and join. It's December 7th at 7 p.m. in Barrie at the Georgian College Theatre. Tickets are online at the Georgian College website. I think it's going to be a really cool show. I'm also Frosty the Snowman in the show, which I think is also pretty cool.
Right on.
Because it's a kind of holiday mashup, more in like the Christmas area. And it's basically, there's half the cast, so there's around 70 kids in this show. It's a crazy show. And half the cast are called Christmas Rebels, and half are Christmas Angels, and then there's a few of them that are the Christmas Police. And basically what the rule is you can't sing any songs aside from classic Christmas songs, and they can't be remixed, and if you remix them or sing a more new song, you get sent to the North Pole to work as an elf. And I'm really excited for that. And me being Frosty the Snowman actually ends up with all the youngest students getting sent to the North Pole to be elves because they sing Frosty the Snowman to the tune of Baby by Justin Bieber. And Frosty the Snowman gets to come out and rap Ludacris's part. So that's what I'll be doing.
Oh, that sounds so cool. That does sound so cool.
It's really fun.
Okay, I'm going to add the link for tickets in the description. I know a few of my peeps on Facebook are on Live in Barrie, so I'm going to share it to my Facebook page for you. That really does sound cool.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No problem at all. No problem at all. So let's talk about, as being a teacher, like what has been like the biggest moments for you being a teacher?
The biggest moments for me, honestly, the biggest moments to me are the smallest moments to most people. Like, my favorite moments is when a kid, like, will confide in me and talk to me about things. Like, if they're going through something or if they just are having a rough day and they just need to talk to somebody, knowing that they trust me enough to come to me with whatever they're going through is such a cool and rewarding experience. Because I'm like, I've made enough of an impact to make these kids think that, like, know that they can trust me to come to me with any of their issues and talk to me about whatever they're going through, which makes me feel like a lot of pride, and just it warms my heart a lot knowing that I can be there to help out like the younger generation and just kids that are younger than me and such, especially considering I'm only 20 myself. Like, I still feel like I'm only a kid. But then I look at all these kids and they look up to me and I'm like, wow, like I've grown up and I'm now influencing people to like do good and to be proud of themselves and be who they are, and it makes me really happy. That's the most rewarding experience as a teacher.
That's amazing. Like, and you're literally half my age, and just like to have that influence and to take pride of it. Because I know a lot of people who kind of get pushed into that teaching role. They don't take that pride of it. Where you're so proud of it, you're so happy about it. You're adding like one of your bucket list items, making your students proud. It just sows the pride in it, in both your art and in being a teacher. That's just like so beautiful. It's like the world needs more people like you in the industry. Because
Thank you so much. I
people,
really appreciate that.
you're very welcome. It's just like people with you, with your passion and your love, just that's what the industry definitely needs.
I fully agree. There needs to be more passion and such rather than just push for more money.
Exactly, exactly.
Because I've always said, like, I do the shows, I don't even do them for the money. Like, I've gotten paid for quite a few of my shows, and I say this to everybody. I'm like, I don't care if I got given a hug at the end of the show.
Yeah.
The experience is what I'm here for, because this is my passion, and this is what I love to do, and I love to make people smile through my performances and my arts, and, like, that's all that matters. That's the biggest reward for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I completely agree with that on so many ways. Now, let's do it because people are going to ask. Because this whole thing, money wise, what has been the best show financially for you?
Definitely Lost Heroes, because every year it feels like I get paid more and more for the show.
Okay.
I've been doing the show since 2022. And actually in 2026, I get an honorarium of a pretty large amount. I'm not supposed to say because I am contracted with them, but I can say for last year I got, I think it was $600 in total.
Okay.
And I think that is just like, I think it's too much, honestly. I'm like, what did I do? I'm like, I'm just here performing. Why are you paying me? But yeah, I think that's definitely been the highest aside from what I'm getting for the next show that I can't say.
Of course.
But yeah.
How did that feel when you went from that point, from doing this as for just the love of it, the passion of it, to where you actually got paid? Like, I know for myself as an influencer, like for me, I had no expectations. I literally, I just went back to school 10 years ago, and I just like, I didn't want to be partying with my friends. I was like, I'm just going to do videos so when I have kids, they can laugh at how dumb their dad used to be. And then apparently YouTube messaged me, okay, you're famous now. We're going to let you use our studio. We're going to start paying you money for your content. And I'm just like, I'm literally just filming videos in my parents' basement talking about my old drinking stories. So it's just like, for me, it was like validating. It's like, I never would call myself a YouTuber to that point. It was just like, and that, like, that's when I took it serious. But obviously you're a completely different scenario because you grew up with the passion for performance. So like, how big of an impact was it when you first started getting paid?
I think I cried for like 2 weeks straight with just full gratitude and just like disbelief in the factors that like I made it to a point where like people want to pay me to perform for them. I'm like, it's such a surreal feeling just to think about the factors like people out there actually want me in their shows. Like they're willing to pay me to perform with them. I'm not just like, hey, you should let me dance on your stage quickly. Like it was a really cool experience, and that was like my moment of being like, it was another one of those moments of this is what I was made to do. And clearly I'm good at doing it. It was really reassuring to me and just really made me want to push even further to really keep working at my craft and really push my passion to every level it could possibly reach. But yeah.
No, and it just to add to that for you is it's like I've doing influence. I've met a lot of people both from my world and your world, and there's people who have been doing this for years and haven't made anything. So that's like that's that sign when you actually get to that point where it becomes profitable. It's like you are meant to be here. That is your like I have arrived. I'm here. It doesn't matter if it's 50 cents or $10,000. You got paid to do something that you love to do, that you chose to do, and it is literally the most validating and liberating feeling in the world.
I could not have said it better myself. You are right on with that. That is 100% exactly how it feels. It's so validating and just amazing.
Now let's talk about like potential project. Is there like any one particular role? And I'm gonna go more active, like movie roles, because like someone told me my last episode they said Malcolm X. The episode before that they wanted to be in a Marvel movie. Is there like a particular movie or TV role that you could really see yourself doing that you would really love to do?
I would love nothing more than to become a series regular on Criminal Minds.
Okay.
I absolutely love that show. I always have, and I've always loved like criminal-based shows or like first responder shows. One, because I have a lot of respect for first responders. I have a lot that have been in my family or still are like actively working as a first responder or dispatcher right now. which like I have a lot of respect for them, and I also just find it so interesting. And Criminal Minds is my absolute favorite because I think that the way that they profile people and they could just tell everything about people, I think it's so cool. And I think playing a role like that, I think I could really fit into it, and I think it'd be really, really fun.
Right on, right on. Now, if you can give advice to anyone new in the industry, what would it be? Or anyone considering getting into it?
My number one thing, which I say to every single one of my students every single week before they leave, is never give up, never doubt yourself, and never stop believing that you can, because the second you stop believing that you can do something is the moment that it becomes true. The moment that you give up trying to accomplish what your dreams are and your goals are is the moment that those goals become unreachable because you stop pushing for it and you lost the passion and the fight to get what you want and to achieve your goals. And then another thing I always say is shoot for the moon, because you're guaranteed to land on a star anyways, and a star is just as good as landing on the moon, which basically just means kind of go for every opportunity that there is out there, no matter whether it's big or small, because another thing that I've learned through my acting that I now carry on to teach my students is every single role is an important role in everything that you're in, whether it's TV and film acting or live acting. It's all about the way that you portray the role, and it's all about the character that you create through your acting. If you act really well as the character and you make the character a more seen and bigger character, even if you don't say a single word in the entire thing that you're working on, your character will be remembered because you put the work in to create that character rather than just reading the lines off of a page and standing still. But yeah, I would say never give up and keep working for your dreams.
That's absolutely some amazing advice. Now, we're going to wrap this up here. Is there anything you want to say to the peeps before you go?
First and foremost, to anybody looking to see some really cool shows, keep an eye out for anything that you see from Infinity Performing Arts Studios. You'll probably see me there. Follow my Instagram and TikTok at Ryley Loyd Official. And never give up on anything you want, even if it's just acquiring an amazing basket of chicken strips and fries. If you want that and that's your dream, go for it and don't give up.
Right on. I was going to ask, where can they follow you on social media? It's like Ryley Loyd on TikTok and Instagram?
Ryley Loyd Official on TikTok and Instagram, yeah.
Okay. That'll be on the screen. You guys will see it above on the screen. Now, Riley, I have an outro that I get everyone to say with me. Sometimes it takes a few tries. Are you down to try?
100%.
Okay. So I'm going to say, stay good, peeps. And then we're both going to say together, and keep it blitz.
And keep it blitz?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Stay good, peeps. And keep it blitz.